Philly, they should be a team that's like a cup team.
And you know why they won't win it? It's because they have one man, Jim Curran. He doesn't win MLS Cups. He don't win trophies. That's just how it is. It is what it is, man. Whenever he's been in a final, he's lost. And we all saw that in the last. If they were going to win an MLS Cup, it had to have been that one recently against LAFC. Like, let's keep it 100.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Wake Up MLS, your brand new favorite MLS themed show where your ball knowledge massively important, but not nearly as important as your ability to defend your picks, defend your takes. This is the 5th episode of this show. If you guys aren't familiar with what we do here, this is a panel of individual content creators. My name is Jose. I'm your primary host. I'm going to bring the content creators in, and we're going to debate. Today, we have a tier list on the agenda. I'll jump into the topic in just one quick second. Before I do, let's get our creators in here. Okay, so really quick, we have AJ from Atlanta United Fan TV. AJ, welcome in, my man. We have John Rivera, Twitch streamer, FIFA gamer. John, welcome in, my man, Chicago Fire fan. And then last, but definitely not least, Ray Green TV, Next Gen Football content creator. We have Xiaoyan. Xiaoyan, welcome in, man. Us four are on the panel for today. I've already announced we're doing a tier list as planned. And today, as the MLS restart is looming upon us, we're going to jump into a tier list ranking all of the 29 MLS clubs, how they performed this season, and where, more importantly, we all think they could finish to wrap up. We have the kind of the second half of the season left after the Leagues Cup ends, and we jump into the restart. So let's not waste any more time, boys. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to kind of share my screen, and we're going to get underway. I think the team that we want to go ahead and kind of kick things off with, because they technically, right? I mean, you guys can disagree if you want to. They're technically the biggest brand, maybe in Major League Soccer. So I think they still technically kind of have that title. But look, let's jump right in. LA Galaxy. And before I jump into how, for anybody who hasn't seen how a tier list reaction video works, 5 categories above us. We're going to slot these MLS clubs into the category we think fits them the best. MLS Cup contenders, deep run, maybe playoffs, pretending all the way through as pretenders, and then, you know what, just stay at home. You're too trash to be in playoffs anyway. So LA Galaxy, I don't want to start off on a negative foot here, but they're in 13th place in the West. I mean, they signed a lot of players in the window. They made a lot of last minute signings. I would normally be inclined to just drop them in right here. Do we feel like the likes of Michael Barrios and Edwin Cerrillo and Diego Fagundes are enough to kind of bring this team into some sort of a playoff run, or are they just pretending?
I mean, they're 7 points off right now, and I mean, do those players make them 7 points better? It's possible, but
it's a lot of depth.
Yeah, but it's a lot of also hoping that the other teams above them fail, and I just don't see it. I think they stay at home. Yeah, it's They're just not a really high chance. If I'm a betting man, I'm not betting on LA Galaxy. No way.
How many points are up for grabs between now and the end of the season? 30, 36 points in total if you win every game?
30 to 36. It depends on each team.
Yeah, right. So they have 22 games played. So 34, 12 games. So, yeah, whatever that math is.
Yeah, 36 points.
Not an Asian that's good at math.
36. So I think when you think about like how many points have to be dropped for LA Galaxy to be a contender. I know the West is super wide open. I think between 5th and 12th, there's like 6-point differential, which is crazy to me. But I think there's always a little bit of that in Major League Soccer. Some crazy shit could happen. I just don't. I'm kind of with AJ. I almost want to bet on what's most probable. And I just don't feel like they made enough signings to save the tank of a season they've had already.
Especially, yeah. I mean, that that goal difference is horrid.
Yeah, that's
negative 12.
There are a lot of clubs. Like I think there's better clubs ahead of them in the standings that could make more of a run than the Galaxy probably could. So that's why I don't really feel like they're gonna be able to make playoffs. I don't know. You could classify them as pretenders based on the decisions that they made and the moves that they made, but are you really gonna classify them as that when they're only like, I don't know, there's like 3 points off the bottom?
If you're a Galaxy fan, you'll make every excuse that you possibly can to say that you have a chance. But I just That's like very, very positive thinking.
I think you're being too optimistic with that.
Honestly, we can move them around. We can move them around. We don't have to, like I said, we don't have to decide right now. I think they're the very first ones. Maybe we'll change our mind a little bit, like we did with the last tier list that we did, and there was plenty of debate there. Episode 4, go check it out. With that said, let's just kind of move on. I think LA Galaxy, I feel pretty confident they're not going to make it. Not even the pretenders, like they're not anywhere close to the playoff line. They're far away from 9th place. Let's leave them there. Nashville. I actually have a lot of good things to say about Nashville. Before I get into that, though, I mean, how do we feel? I think they're in 4th, the top 4 right now.
They're in 4th.
I mean, deep run, is that too much of a stretch?
I know this is going to be a hot take, but I classify Nashville as pretenders.
Wow, why?
Because without Hani Mukhtar, they are nothing.
So you're banking on Mukhtar getting injured then, or what?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you look at I'm just saying is if you look at Nashville without Hani Mukhtar, they are pretend. Like they're so heavily we've seen in their previous playoff runs. Like I think it was the one where they beat Toronto in 2020. Like Mukhtar was the biggest reason they got those first their first playoff wins. Then when Mukhtar didn't play well in their other playoff runs, they crashed out very easily. So that's why I kind of think they're kind of pretenders because if Mukhtar's not on point, they don't really have any of those playoff caliber kind of players. But, of course, they're going to make the playoffs. That's not what I mean by that, though.
Yeah, they're heavily reliant on Mukhtar, but they are kind of that like quintessential cup team a little bit in a sense, too, because the way they play, I mean, it's every bit of pragmatic and every bit of like smash and grab. Like, they don't care. They will, just surprise you on the break. And, I think they're, oh man, I think they're on a deep run. I don't know. Like,
are they still in Open Cup?
I think they might be. Let's see. Let's look at their schedule. But yeah, I mean,
I don't think so. They might have got knocked out already.
No, they got knocked out by Inter.
Yeah.
So no, they're not.
Which is
that could give them
wild.
less games, but it also depends on what they do in Leagues Cup. I feel like if they continue to move forward in Leagues Cup, could you say that you could use that as a boost? Maybe. But I mean, I think the way that they also got through in Leagues Cup is a little.
I do agree with the point Xiaoyan made. I think there was a crazy stat I heard about Hani Mukhtar where it's like since 2020, basically since he's been in contention for being an MVP in this league, he has, I think he's attributed nearly 70% of all goal contributions for Nashville by himself. That's a lot. That's a lot of. There are plenty of teams that do rely on a player. I love FC Dallas, and we're very reliant on Jesus Ferreira. But like that's crazy. To like if he goes down or if he has an off game, right? Do we see? It's kind of like Austin last season with Driussi. You know, Driussi was everything for them, carried them to a Western Conference final, but against a real team, you can't rely on one player, right? It has to be a fundamentally sound team. So, are they maybe playoffs then?
No, because they're going to make playoffs for sure. So I feel like it's got to either be pretenders or deep run. And
do you think they could?
That's such a swing.
That's a huge swing. Do you think they could they get past like second, like first round?
I wouldn't say.
I think so. I mean, it depends on who they play. Obviously, we'd have no idea, but it's like I
think John's kind of leaning towards what I'm thinking because honestly, like if they they only win one game.
I think they might only win one. It just depends on who they run into. Like it all really depends on the matchups and if they're playing at home or not. I think that there's a lot of variables that you can attribute to like why they could be pretenders. I can understand why you would see them as a deep run, but I see both sides of it.
Yeah. It's so 50-50 because they're not a crazy good team, but they get the results. Like even if they're relying on Mukhtar, they've gotten the results. So
I know, but they've only been able to get those results in the regular season where there's a little bit less pressure.
Yeah,
but it's like a similar core. You know, it's like a team that essentially has, been together for a really long time now.
But but when I think of pretenders, I do think of Nashville. Like when you think of a team that should be good. But is not like they don't do it. They even have an MVP
just beat Club America. What
they did beat America? They did beat America
in a very contentious way. And let's be honest, they extended the extra time for them to be able to score that last goal.
But that's that has nothing to do. Well, I'm thinking about MLS, and still we've seen Nashville win games in the playoffs, but do they go on to win it or like have that X factor game where they defeat?
nascent club. You know, they're a club that just got into the league a few years ago. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't think playoff history has like a lot of weight per se. I think it's
I think they're
more.
pretenders. I've made my decision.
I think it's deep run, but I think maybe it's somewhere in between. I guess.
I think it's somewhere in between, but like I don't know. I don't think you can classify them as playoffs. It's got to be either one. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys.
John,
I'll leave it up to you guys.
John, how do you feel?
They're
How do you feel
absolutely in
about
the
this?
playoffs.
Because I see both points though. That's the thing. Like I could see them making a deep run depending on how the matchups line up. But then again,
how the team looks today with Hani Mukhtar playing the way he's playing right now, can this Nashville team go on a deep run?
Hani Mukhtar's not even playing that well right now. He's playing fine, but
I mean, but they're top 4 with how he's playing. And what if the other side of the coin, he finds another level?
That is true though, but then we're really looking at what ifs.
It's pragmatic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's semantics, right? It's like one of those, like, you know, you kind of look at it one way or the other. And that's why I like Xiaoyan's point about playoff history, even with how limited that really is.
It's a very small sample size of their playoffs.
With their 2 Leagues Cup knockout round games, they kind of really shithoused their way to those.
That's what's good in the playoffs. I mean, like, let's be real.
Yeah, but they haven't.
That's how you get a deep run in the playoffs, is by doing that. Like you it's not by playing beautiful football.
They haven't though. They haven't.
What's the furthest they've gone? What's the furthest they've gone?
2020. I think it's 2020.
Which was conference
the COVID year. So basically none of it's relevant anyway. I'm even saying that as a Sounders fan, and we made the final that year. I think it's 2020.
I think it's maybe playoffs.
Yeah, you know what, man? I think for the sake of just like avoiding a massive swing and pissing off a shit ton of people along the way, I think this is probably, because who knows? Some things could change, right? If Hani doesn't perform well or doesn't, kind of stays in the stale mode that he's in as a player, maybe they drop to like 6th or 7th, and then you're like, all right,
they can fall up below that. There's a lot of teams that are also on the up too. So there's a lot of.
This is a question mark. I think because of how reliant they are probably on one player. I think this is probably at least right now fair. All right, now moving on to the soap opera that is Austin FC. I mean, let's be real, right? I mean,
no,
but
as pretenders.
Yeah, you got to put them as pretenders because they're in 5th. They're in 5th.
Yeah, but they just lost Fagundes, one of their best players. Did not replace him.
It's a very open. It's a very
That's
open.
what makes them pretenders. They're pretending they're still good without Fagundes.
Yeah, I think they'll make the playoffs, but so it's like they're gonna be in a non-home position, and it's just gonna be like, we made the playoffs. Fantastic. I mean, through all the turmoil, exactly. And it's like, we were gritty, but we just didn't have enough, and
not enough gumption.
We ran out of time, blah blah blah. Those positive superlatives that you put on a playoff loss.
Yeah, and I think you could argue. I think optimists will argue maybe playoffs, and I think that you could put them there. The reason why I don't put them on a level as Nashville is because I never know what to expect with Austin FC. Even when they have all of their players available, I just don't know what to expect. Like, they're so up and down that it goes beyond what we discussed last week regarding their viability and cup tournaments and international competition. It's just they're just such an up and down team, even historically as a club, right? They had a down year 1, a fantastic year 2. Year 3 is going sideways. I don't know. It's just it's a really weird spot. This is probably where they belong.
Right. But Hernan's probably rolling in Matthew McConaughey's head right now. But
Probably. And he'll make a case why some magical Cinderella run could happen with this club. But at the end of the day, I think this is realistic. Like, this is where they are right now. And I think we'll find out in a big way when we come back on the 26th. FC Dallas plays Austin FC in Frisco. I think that one's going to be very telling for how the West could potentially shake out. All right. Montreal. We know how Cheyenne feels about this club, at least based on the last episode.
Wait, what did I say last episode?
You were shitting on Montreal, but let's keep it. Well, I mean, you're more on their pedigree. Like, you kind of were just like, they have no pedigree, and that's why.
No. I was on the pedigree.
with Montreal. Then why do we put them in mid?
I don't know. It's because you guys put them in mid.
Oh, okay. We're not doing this, bro. You're gonna blame it on us. Okay.
No, wait, no. Maybe I put them on mid. I don't remember.
You did, bro. You shit on Montreal. If there are
No,
any
I did
Montreal
not
fans,
shit
on
let me know
Montreal.
in the
You guys
comments,
should-
please.
They
Okay,
lost.
I
They
need-
lost
I mean-
Georgie this season, and he was one of the
Yeah.
biggest reasons why they were so successful last season. So like,
Exactly. They
I don't know.
lost Wilfred Nancy. It's they're
I
staying
I
home.
think they're in between maybe
They're
playoffs
staying
and contenders.
No way. They're staying home. They're in 10th.
No,
they have a
they've been
negative
on the
10
up,
goal
though.
difference.
They've been
they're
on
in
the
10th.
up.
Hey,
That's
but listen,
impressive.
they're in 10th, but they're only really 1 point off of 9th.
Yeah,
which
that's what I'm
gets you
saying.
to the
They
playoffs.
are like they've really like with the trade they made with
So
to get
okay.
Bryce Duke.
Okay, John, one of those teams above them is Chicago.
Yeah, but we're
So are
we're doing this.
are you
we're doing
saying-
this.
Are you
Oh,
saying
you're gonna push
Montreal's
everybody
gonna
up?
usurp? Yeah, Montreal's gonna usurp Chicago, and then DC United, who
No, I'm not saying Chicago, but I'm just thinking about DC United as a whole. I don't know because I think the way that it could shape up, they could slide in there, but I don't know.
I don't
Thing is,
think they're.
Montreal
I
has
don't
some
think they're
very
above any of those
historic
teams.
playoff wins. I just think they're always pretenders when it comes to the latter stage. That's why they've never made an MLS Cup final. They've been on the up recently. It's unfortunate they lost Nancy. It's unfortunate they lost Mihailovic, but I don't think Mihailovic was as big of a loss as Wilfred Nancy was. But they've been on the up. They made some good trades. They're a very humble team. They unfortunately lost Rudy Camacho, which was a big loss for them. But honestly, I believe they'll just squeak into the playoffs. So that's why I believe they're like a maybe playoffs pretenders kind of team. Because when they do make the playoffs, there has been some historic playoff matches for Montreal where they've won and upset everybody.
Do we not factor in? Granted, I know completely different competition, another league incorporated, but do we not factor in performance for the Leagues Cup at all?
They did okay in the Leagues Cup.
Well,
They
I
lost to
mean,
DC.
yeah, they're in the
That
same group as
happens.
DC, and they scored 2 goals across the entire competition.
Hey, same with the Sounders. That's just how it is. It is what it is. Some
We'll
teams
get
win
to that
games.
club
We'll
in
get
just
to
a
that.
second.
We'll get
but-
to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But Leagues Cup doesn't have to play. I think the Leagues Cup is a very minuscule play in this because we're talking just
No, but
MLS.
But
Leagues Cup is a new.
it provides you like the way that they're playing now, their recent form, I guess. Because a lot, if you got to take that into account, though, a lot of teams, some might look
teams
to
might
bounce
not have
back,
given a shit about this. Just saying.
and you may be right, but some teams might bounce back. There's teams that might not even bounce back from that. You just don't know. But I feel like it does weigh into that because despite it only being MLS,
You know what?
and
Just
Leagues
because
Cup,
John,
it
just
affects
'cause
them.
John's saying a lot, I honestly believe Montreal will make the playoffs over Chicago.
I see it.
There it
I
is.
see it. I can see it. I can see
There
it.
it is.
I could what?
Yeah, if it's between those two clubs, yeah, I'm going Montreal. But
I can
yeah,
see
no.
it. I think Shaqiri will find a way to shit the bed.
Recent seasons, you can put Montreal in there, but I feel like the Chicago's has been playing a lot better.
They're in the
recently.
same exact amount of. Oh my god, their form is like almost identical.
No, it's
They
not.
granted, Chicago's
not,
more in a
because
red hot form, but
Pre-break, 6 out of 7. Pre-break, so there's that.
and Montreal have been in great form too. I don't know the exact stat, but they've been
We
doing a
beat
lot
Montreal
better.
before the break, so there's that. Beat them 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't think they're pretenders even. It's just
Okay, fine. Put them stay at home, but
I think
was
they're gonna
bringing
stay at
case for
home.
them.
Damn, 3-0.
I don't believe that. I
Atlanta
can't wait
beat
till-
them. New York beat them. They tied Charlotte
Exactly.
0-0. They did
Like,
beat
I don't-
Nashville. They beat Nashville 1-0.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this was like late June, so I don't know how much it factors into it, but
yeah, it could have been smash and grab too. So yeah, I don't think
stay at home. Stay at home. It is. All right, Minnesota United.
Maybe
Minnesota
playoffs
United.
or in between deep run, maybe playoffs. I'm such a big fan of this team.
Yeah, but isn't like they're so up and down on both sides of the pitch. Like they'll score 4 and get scored on 4 times. Like it's
they're pretenders. Yeah, it's like they're in that
Not
they're
right
in
now.
the cusp. They're 10th right now. They're 28 points, 1
does
point
Pookie
below
help them
Houston
at all? Does
Dynamo.
Pookie
Yes,
give them like
Pookie
a
and
major
Absolutely.
boost?
With them getting Pookie and Reynoso coming back, it's like a big difference. Like you've already seen how much
Yeah.
better they've been.
Yeah, but their defense doesn't look that much better. Like their defense is still leaking goals. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I watched the last couple games, and they look much more fluid offensively, but they still got to defend. You know what I mean?
I watched that Toluca game that they just played though, and they looked horrible defensively. Defensively, like
won.
no, because yeah,
that's the problem.
Penalties, but like no, I think that the way that it just they look like they were defending for their lives the whole from the 70th onwards, which is it's kind of crazy because if you're just banking on that every game, one of those games you're gonna break, and it's just not. If you're not solid defensively, I don't see how you can get through. Maybe the addition of Pookie's gonna help because obviously he's gonna bring in goals and stuff like that. But I don't know. They're sitting 10th. Are there better teams?
They're pretenders.
Yeah,
they're firmly pretenders in the sense of
I think
okay. So basically, they could make the playoffs. They're not that far off, but it's also Pookie and it's like those little things with plus they've only played there's 22 games that they played. There's 12 games left. Other clubs in the league have played a lot more games than they have. There's teams that have played 25. There's teams that have played 24. Like they have 12 games to figure it out. That's quite a bit for Pookie to, I think, make an impact. Which, a Prem level player essentially. I mean,
older. He's like 33. I would say
yeah.
kind of hovers between like championship and Prem, but still a level above what they have right now. So
exactly,
it could help, but I kind of let's leave them here. I kind of agree with AJ. I think that like if they were closer to the playoff line, like right now, and like had a firm grasp on it. I think right now it's hard to say in the West, but a firm grasp on it, and maybe I'd feel a little bit better. To me, they somehow look worse than last season. Last season, I felt like they were actually like. I don't know. And Reynoso was firing on all cylinders heading into playoffs, but they just felt like more of a threat.
Is it a stronger West? That's probably a thing that's to be
I feel like a lot of the West is actually worse, in my opinion, than last season.
I mean, St. Louis, it's like, that's out of nowhere. And
Seattle looks worse. Dallas and Dallas has his own set of issues. Dallas
you
looks worse.
You can keep them in pretenders. I don't really like St. Clair. St. Clair's kind of. I don't know.
For that player alone, fuck that team. Okay, let's move on. All right, so Toronto, easy enough.
Easy.
Yeah. Now, hold on. Let's remember, how do we have this situated? Is this still pretty accurate? Would you put Montreal behind the Galaxy? Would you move?
I'd put Montreal ahead of Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah, Toronto could be in the back.
Toronto's probably. Hell yeah, they deserve to be in the back. That's not even debatable. Rapids might challenge them here in a second, but I mean, I think for right now, that's probably where it needs to be. Same thing with pretenders. Do you trust Minnesota United to make playoffs more so?
No, I trust Minnesota ahead of Austin.
No. Austin's five spots ahead of Minnesota right now. There's
God.
A lot has to go wrong. A lot has to go wrong, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, why will Minnesota United make it over Austin FC in the playoffs?
No, I'm just saying I think Minnesota are a better team than Austin FC right now.
But the second half of the season, that doesn't matter so much, right? Because so much has been played. If you didn't have the best,
I think I would trust more money if Austin and Minnesota both made the playoffs right now. I would trust Minnesota to make a deeper run than Austin.
Well, that's not the question. The question is who makes playoffs.
Can they make it? Yeah.
There's still a scenario where both.
I think they will make the playoffs. They will make the playoffs. I'm not very concerned for Minnesota.
What placings will they get?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just know Minnesota making a deeper run. It doesn't matter what place you make. It matters how you finish.
That is the most political answer I've ever heard in my life.
But
they have to make the playoffs.
4 points ahead.
They will make the playoffs. Don't
with
worry.
one game more played, so they
are gonna make the playoffs.
Okay,
don't worry.
But both of those teams are 8th and 9th. Who gets 8th and who gets 9th?
I'd probably say Minnesota.
Minnesota gets what place?
8th.
Okay, that's all you got to do, bro. That's all I was looking for the whole time. You damn question. Okay, we're in now. We're good. That's all I was looking for, man. Just a ranking. All right. Now, with that said, putting you on the spotlight here, Sounders, be real.
Pretenders.
And bottom of Pretenders.
The last time the Seattle Sounders won a game in the playoffs was in 2020.
Wow. That CCL drop off is crazy. Where at?
I
Austin?
I put them above Austin, below Minnesota.
Wow.
Really?
Man.
Wow.
That
you're
is
dead.
that is harsh.
Dude, you're placating for likes, man. Come on, dude. Come on. Okay,
Yes.
no, at least the top of pretenders.
Where are they at? Are they third?
For
Are they
me,
third?
Fourth.
they're
The thing is
fourth
like
right now.
they're like only like 3 points off of like 8th place. That's the thing. Like they easily go to the top, easily go to the bottom. They're currently 4 wins in 18 matches. Like the odds of them going up is less likely. It's more likely they're going to slide down in the standings. That's what's going to happen.
They did lose to Austin 2-0. They did lose to Austin 2-0.
But this is the point.
Cheyenne, if we're talking about
do better.
right, and if we're talking about playoff experience, right?
They haven't won a playoff game in 3 years.
It doesn't matter. You guys, okay, if we're talking about the whole history, right, that you've been positing, right? This is a team that's won multiple MLS Cups.
This is a team about if this was about history, it would be more on the top.
It'd be LA Galaxy.
It's the here and
DC
now.
United, you know,
Oh yes, I know, but I'm saying one of the teams. I'm saying we are the team. I'm saying one of them.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about the here and now, we're not that team anymore, guys. Come on.
So
pretenders, okay. I'm
the
just
best contender of the bunch.
I'm
Maybe
just gonna list a couple
playoffs.
teams. San Jose. You think San Jose finishes above Seattle?
San Jose I think has done the double over us this season.
San Jose?
Yes.
Still though, like if I'm
San Jose's
trusting,
done the double over us this season.
like if I'm trusting, like who's playing who in the playoffs, I'm trusting Seattle Sounders.
No,
like,
don't trust us, man.
Okay, I look. I think maybe playoffs is fair considering the place that you guys have. Your top four.
Yeah, but I will make the playoffs, but we're gonna slide down the standings. But that's what you got. Nobody understands.
Well, there you go. This is probably the perfect spot then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretenders would be like pretending you actually are gonna make playoffs.
No,
you know
but
it's dicey at best.
This is what makes us a pretender team. The fact that you guys all have these confidence, like, oh, it's Seattle, like they'll just do it. I'm like, no, that makes us pretenders because we're not gonna do it.
Experience weighs heavily at that.
We don't have experience. Our experienced players are shit. They're not
Okay.
It
good.
helps in the locker room, though. It helps in the locker room.
It does.
I'm not listening to Ladero. I'm not listening to Cripple Boy Rui Diaz. I'm not listening to Reset, who doesn't even play his own position.
I can't hear the slander against your own team.
Seriously.
No way.
I think he slanders his club more than I do.
Could be 100%.
I mean, wait till we get to LA United, but still, I mean, damn, Cheyenne.
Come on, bro. There's no way. There's no way you actually are that pissed off.
Okay, wait. If your guys' team had 4 wins in 14 matches, with 3 of those wins being because the other team got a red card, that's the only reason we won 3 of those 4 games. Would you be happy about it?
Yo,
I'm happy with 4 wins. And your DPs combined have only like a combined, I want to say maybe like 6 goals this season. 3 designated players have a combined 6 to maybe 8 goals.
Yeah, but one of them could get hot. You never know.
None of them are getting hot. I've been waiting 3 years and they're not getting hot.
The fucked up part is that Cheyenne makes great points. These are all valid points. I mean, like that's crazy that 3 out of the 4 wins are coming on the back of like the other team getting red cards.
And 2 of those was the Houston Dynamo.
So look, man, how about this? If you guys were to slip that far, this whole video is a receipt, right? Like Cheyenne, you were right.
Or 8th is where we'll probably finish. 7th,
Maybe
6th
playoffs.
is
Right now.
lucky.
Let's call it right now.
Maybe playoffs.
I've already
playoffs.
said it. I called it when the season started. I said I believe, finish 8th.
Hey, Cheyenne, remember when you asked me like why you think like why do I think your replies and your comments are so toxic? I don't know, bro. I think maybe you're just underselling your team a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know,
because LAFC has 1 more point than you guys do, and LAFC.
Y'all had a great start to the season, bro. If we're being honest.
But the thing is LAFC made this is everyone made the excuse for Seattle. Oh, we won CCL, so that's why we didn't make the playoffs. LAFC played as many games as us this season in the CCL, and they're still in a top 3 contender.
Yeah, but they also did, they did them dirty, came back, and were on a steep decline. Now they're just kind of finding their legs.
They found it. They found the rhythm.
Yeah, then that happens. There was just a little blimp, and that's fine. That was expected, though. We all expected that from LAFC.
Outside of Xiaoyan, anybody have a problem with Sounders being here?
I
It's
don't.
fine. At this
Absolutely not.
point, I don't
Maybe
give enough
playoffs.
shit. I know what I believe in, and I know I'll be right when it comes to this team.
I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. All right, moving on. Short and sweet with this one too.
Yeah,
just-
Crapids.
I
Yep,
think
there we
they're
go.
above Toronto. That's all I have to say.
Why?
Toronto can't get a goal or a win to save their lives. At least Toronto win. I mean, at least Colorado win a game every once in a while.
You know what, man? It makes you feel better. I'm not going to fight for Toronto.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
fight.
that's cool. I mean, they both suck in my opinion, so I think it's fine. All right, DC United. This is one of those ones that like they're already on the playoff line. So,
Right, but they just lost Taxi Fontas, and yeah, you know, Wayne Rooney might kind of bring them into
Maybe
something,
playoffs. Maybe
but
playoffs.
yeah, but
Maybe play. No, bro. Pretenders.
DC's that
Yeah,
team.
pretenders.
No, they're not pretenders.
No,
no.
pretenders. Pretenders.
absolutely 100% bottom of pretenders, but it's just one of those. I mean, it's like Wayne Rooney might just like raise the levels of the ships somehow, but
I think DC have
Yeah, I
been
don't
pretty
know.
decent this year. I kind of like DC.
it's amazing that you can look at a ninth place team, like, you know what? Not half bad. Look at a fourth place team, like, dude, they're dog shit.
It's
yeah,
because
right.
I watch every Sounders game. I don't watch every DC game. There's a difference.
I agree. I think that they're like mid. You know, I think the fact that like Dallas could tie them 1-1 and like they were just like a completely banged up roster says everything. But then you look at Benteke scoring crazy goals in some of these matches, and you're like, maybe, right? Like maybe it's the hope that kills you if you're a DC United fan. And so I think they'll run into that. They may stay on the line, but I think when push
what
comes
makes
to shove,
DC interesting too is they have a lot of those. It's kind of what Jose said to piggyback off of it. Is they just have a lot of those X factors, honestly.
Yeah.
Like with Rooney being the coach, Benteke, you know, they do have some good moments in them.
but
It's
that won't get you over the line though. Like good moments are great for like the for those individual moments during the season, but I don't think that they get you over the playoff line. I don't know. I'm really
I think they'll
inclined to
make
leave them here.
playoffs. I think they might get a win in the playoffs, but yeah, no.
Are they better or worse than Austin?
I think they're better
Worse
than
than
Austin personally.
No.
I really don't think Austin are that good this season.
They really aren't. They really
They're
aren't.
they're really not, but I don't think DC's any better than Austin, if that makes sense. I would trust Austin to do more with their roster.
I
than
would
can
say I
trust
think
DC to
DC
do.
have a better chance of getting at least a playoff win compared to Austin. Like, I just don't have really much faith in this Austin team like I did last year. That's the thing.
And the one thing Austin had going for them, their home crowd, is now like not even a factor anymore, right? Losing to Mazatlan and to Juarez at home at the Q2, I don't know, man. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like this,
it's not a fortress anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Hey, but could they use that to bounce back? I don't know.
God, stop, bro. Stop trying to make it happen, man. It is what it is. I think I actually agree with Cheyenne. I think they're here. I think Minnesota's better. I think Austin to me is just like has so much more to prove.
I'm not going to argue that.
New England,
I'm arguing it, but God damn
it's fine. It's okay. I think they're right around the same spot, to be honest. Revs, guys, Revs.
Maybe
Deep
playoff
run.
stop of it.
No,
What?
deep run.
Well,
Run.
they did. Is Bruce Arena back yet or no?
Yeah, that's what
No.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that is
But-
the question.
But there's like how
But-
many games between now and then? You think they're not going to resolve it before then?
Who knows though? Because
Who
that
knows
will
what-
affect the
Who
team.
knows
It's a
what
leave of
Bruce Arena
absence.
be
Nobody
saying?
knows. It's technically like indefinite, but
But I
Let's
think-
let's call it where. Okay, do we think he's gonna be still the head coach? That will
I have no
determine
idea.
how deep.
all I'm saying is that they're second in the East right now, regardless of what's happening. Bruce Arena, second in the East, and have more points than any club in the entire Western Conference.
But
That's all that
we've
I'm saying.
seen this. Like, this is the thing is, I this is very marginal. I'm saying top of maybe playoffs. You guys saying deep run, very marginal. We've seen New England do this before. Be one of the top teams, get into the playoffs, to get bounced out first, second round. That's just what New England do. New England doing New England things.
Yeah.
The Revs being
And
the Revs.
that's fair, but I think they're a team that's set up
Well,
for that. They
Every
have
time they make a
weapons.
deep run, they don't win it anyway. So it's like
It's fair. It's fair. Yeah, they've been in
Oh,
the.
Cheyenne,
yeah.
I can't, bro. You're such,
You know, to start hitting.
They've been in the MLS Cup finals
Oh,
so many
Jazz.
times. It's true. It's true.
such a troll.
But-
man.
I
Okay,
know, but
okay.
like I'm not being a troll to be a troll. I'm just stating facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, they do have a history. They definitely do. But yeah, I mean, I still they could go out second round. It still would have been a successful season. And if Bruce Arena is out at that point, fans will blame it on that. But you can't argue where they are today as we record this episode. Second place in the East, more points than any
Dude, but we've
Western
all
team.
seen the. But we've all seen this story with New England. Like they got a couple of budding stars like Petrovic or whatever his name is, and like then they sell them, and then they bring some more new players in. Then they sell them to other European teams. They lose after the first couple of rounds, making like building back up their
But
team.
you don't think Carlos Heel and Gustavo Bo are
No,
gonna?
I've already seen that, dude. The thing is, this isn't even the best Bo and Gill. It was like, what was it? Wasn't it 2020, 2021? The best versions of them we saw. They still didn't even make the final. It was Books, Gill, and Bo. Like that was a good trio, and they still didn't even make the final.
I think the turmoil around the team, even though you can say, yeah, Bruce Arena comes back, maybe he doesn't. I think that turmoil will affect that team at the end of the day. Because it's still that looming, not having that issue resolved, looming over your team isn't gonna benefit you at all. So I could see them not making a deep playoff run plainly because of that.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
And with what's going on with their goalkeeper,
I would say this, but putting all that aside, when we do the club logos tier list, this one's going at the fucking bottom. I'm sorry, bro. Like when we do that tier list, this one's ass. I can't deal with this. It looks like
okay.
I don't know.
They try to copy us, Hey,
it's a child's version of like a fire department badge. I just can't do it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They try to copy us.
Yeah, it's not for me. It is what it is. But I think where they are today, what we know about them, without speculating too far into the future, this is probably accurate. They're not at the level of contenders for the cup just yet.
Wait, but just to flip the script, if we were to put money on a team to bottle their playoff run, most of us here would put money on New England. That's all I'm saying.
That's bro.
But it doesn't mean that they can't go deep, right? So
that's true. I'm just saying.
Semantics. All right. Chicago Fire. The team on the up and up, according to John Rivera. John,
top of pretenders.
Straight up.
Okay.
Top of pretenders. Okay.
Yeah.
You know why I'm going to say this?
A lot
of people are going to be like, the last couple episodes have been, piping up the Fire agenda, but like let's be completely honest here. The Fire have only just recently started playing well, all right? But it's the looming history of continuously bottling that we're just pretending right now. That's what it's honestly what it is. We're playing great, but I can see the cliff coming soon. We're about to hit it. I don't know when it's gonna be, but it's coming. And you can't get too
goal. I'm calling it.
Look, I'm enjoying it so far right now. I gotta enjoy it while we can, but we could make playoffs. It could be a possibility, but I just don't see us.
It's also tough though, right? Like if you guys were in the West, it'd be a completely different story. It'd be a completely different story. The West is so wide open. It's just that you're in a tough East, and that almost works against you unfavorably for the purpose of ranking every club in this tier list. I want to give you guys benefit of the doubt, but I actually wholeheartedly agree with you. I think at the end of the day,
I just don't think Shaqiri's been good enough. He's finding form, but again, it's like he has those dips where it's like he'll be playing well, and then he'll just like go off a cliff. We've
never seen Shaqiri play in the playoffs too. That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, he's never
highest paid player in the league.
Yeah, look, it's just one of those things where like the team plays better without him, but we're never just gonna not play him. So it's like
all I'm gonna say is I just think Minnesota should be higher than Chicago. That's it.
Wow. Reynoso and Pookie.
Okay.
I just don't think Chicago, if they make the playoffs, I don't think they're winning a game.
That's actually a very valid point. That's a very valid point.
Like with Minnesota, I see them at least winning their first, regardless on who Minnesota play. I just see them winning their first round.
I didn't think about that. I always think about it just like making playoffs, but that's true. If they make it, that's probably the W for the season, right? It's like, all right, cool,
hey,
guys,
look, if we make playoffs, that's over. We already won. We already won. Like that's a win in itself. Like it's just like I don't trust our strikers. Like this, there's a lot of pieces in our team where I don't trust them a lot. So Gutierrez is on the up. Obviously, I think the kid's gonna do great things, but it just I don't see it.
According to Xiao Yan, for those who did not tune into episode 1, Chicago Fire have a striker that's technically, according to Xiao Yan, one of the best to ever walk through MLS.
Kai Kamara?
No, you never know, bro. You never know, right?
Hey, look. I love our old man.
Wow,
Kai Kamara,
dude.
Come on.
Dude,
hey, it's all right here.
If Sherbilko's coming on over Kai Kamara, I think there's a problem. And Sherbilko, you could talk about the history out of Philadelphia, this and that. I don't care. He's been dog shit for us. It just doesn't justify the amount that what we traded for him anyway. So it's fine.
Yeah. I think both, in all honesty, man, Minnesota and Chicago are so interchangeable here. Like, just
Yeah,
so
you could change him. But I do agree with that point. Are we going to get a playoff win? Probably not. We'll see how it goes. I'm just here enjoying it while we can. I'm enjoy the run while we can. I haven't had this excitement for the Fire in a while. So
John's just here, I like it, bro. I like it. Okay, so for now, we'll see how this all kind of shakes out, but we'll leave them there. Sporting Kansas City, I'm super torn here between these two.
Hot take, I think they're maybe playoff team.
I would agree with that. You know why? Okay. Because Pulido before the restart, how many goals did Pulido not have when he came back from his injury?
He just started scoring out of nowhere, bro. Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Well, wait, but do you know why he started scoring? Because Seattle's Charity FC, and when Sporting Kansas City did not have a single win this season, they said, "Hello, Pulido, you haven't played in a while there."
That's sir. Not why. It wasn't one game against Seattle that just was a springboard for the rest.
I mean, it was. That was their first win, and it changed after that day. Sporting Kansas City being on the up, Seattle been on the down.
I do think guys like Daniel Shalhoub and Tommy are also playing a lot better than they were.
Dude,
right?
I forgot Daniel Shalhoub even played for them.
Right? And bro, he's scoring too. I think, I don't know, maybe it only took who knows how many games, 12
I mean, they
games
just had a lot of injuries. Like Russell's now back. He's playing like himself
Yeah,
again.
but yeah, that's true. Because even when Russell came back originally, he was kind of off. Like he
needed the supporting cast.
The weight of his passes, his final through balls, like it was just kind of like,
Dude, like Sporting KC are a low-key sleeper team right now. Like I really think so. Like they're starting to get a little bit hot. Like that's the key you need.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and
so and one of those teams. One of those teams ahead of you though. One of those teams ahead of Sporting KC is FC Dallas. So Jose.
We'll get to that. We will get to that.
Are they? They're gonna. No. We're addressing that now, son.
He's skipping it
because basically it's that. It's like if they make the playoffs, that means one of Vancouver, FC Dallas, or Houston Dynamo don't make the playoffs. And
let's be honest, it's Vancouver. All right, it's not FC Dallas. The only reason we tied Vancouver in Canada was because Areola scored the only goal contribution he's had all season. Areola's technically -1. He scored 0 goals all year. He's -1 because the own goal he put in was against Vancouver there.
But
that's the only reason.
A game in hand, and they also have a better goal differential. So
I don't trust Vancouver. I
don't either. I wouldn't trust Vancouver. They're so all over the place.
They're just up and down.
Too up and down.
They did lose Gressel, and so there is that.
Lost some teams though too that have been like, how you really lost to that team? Like I don't know.
And we'll get into FC Dallas. Like how much confidence do they take from the performances that we saw against Messi FC? But it was Velasco. I mean, Ferreira played like shit if we're being honest, but Velasco played well. I mean, Kamungo, a guy that that almost no one in the league knew about to start the season, is scoring goals for us now outside of Ferreira. There's pieces to get excited about with Dallas that I just trust more than Vancouver. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Kansas City is one that's just like
above Sounders. Oh man.
I think there's a
positions matter though. Positions matter. I feel like they're below Sounders.
No, I will say this.
The Sounders guys make a case for them to be above them. Watch.
If and when this is it. This is all I'm saying. I don't really care. This doesn't make a difference. But like if and when both teams make the playoffs, I think I'd feel more confident in Kansas City doing like at Children's Mercy Park right now. Like I don't know. I think they have their big.
They're not getting a home playoff spot.
They're not.
I know. I'm saying if they played. I said if.
I heard the if, but
okay. We'll keep them here because Sounders could legitimately get a home playoff game. It's possible. I mean,
and we still wouldn't win it. We're not good at home anymore. It isn't a fortress.
Be a little positive. Be a little positive. A little bit.
I am very positive that we had this 3-week break, so I didn't have to think about this team.
That's fair. That's fair. Be positive about that. I'll be positive for you. I think that Lumen Field is more of a fortress than you think it is. And,
Lumen Field more of a fortress than Q2? I definitely disagree if you think that.
Yes. Now, I think it's
now right now, yeah.
The last place team in Liga MX can come in and beat you 3-1 into Q2. I don't know if that happens at Lumen Field.
I think Juarez and Mazatlan would have tied at Lumen.
Violette came in there and won. So hey,
That is
true.
That's great.
True.
No, they didn't win,
They
but
didn't
like they
win.
won on the aggregate.
Yeah. But
you still got through.
Got
though.
the result they needed to go through at the Q2. That to me is all that I'm saying, right? So it's
No, you got a point. Fair play. Lumen, even though I'm fighting for scraps here, maybe it is better.
Dude, I can't, man. Seattle fan base. Somebody come get Xiaoyan, bro. All right. So St. Louis City. This one's very, very tricky because I weigh experience heavily in a home stretch of a season.
Yes.
In a home stretch of a season, experience carries you. And as hyped as this train is in the Midwest with St. Louis, I don't know if you can trust this, man. I bet it got smacked that ass. Like it wasn't close.
Pretenders.
Whoa, what kind of cheeks are we talking about here?
Bro, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, probably all the cheeks. I mean, it was
like double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. What are we talking about?
It was bad,
afternoon
bro.
delight. Oh man.
Talk about losing in a home stadium, right? You think Lumen Field's got problems, bro? To have that fan base, as crazy as the America fans are, come in there and own that stadium and then walk out of there with the 4-0. You got to just walk out with your tail between your legs.
They're either above Nashville or below Nashville for maybe playoffs. That's just simple.
It's because they're placing, right? What are they in? Second?
First.
No, they're first. They have a 16.
LAFC will overtake them, though.
LAFC will overtake them. I agree.
Yeah.
I kind of want to say pretenders because I don't feel like they're gonna.
No, I think they'll get one playoff win. I think they'll have one playoff game at home that's going to be a sold out crowd. But the thing is they'll get that first playoff win. And I've seen it with Seattle too. When they got that first playoff win, they kind of meant it. They just shut up. They're like, we made history. We got a playoff win. We're not going to go any farther than that.
Well, so, okay. If there's a bye, and they get that bye, I don't think they win their home game. But if they get second,
hold on. In this scenario, though, AJ, they would be playing someone along the lines of, I think Dallas moves up from where they are right now. But let's just say a Vancouver, a San Jose, an Austin.
They're definitely winning that game at home.
I think they beat Austin at home.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
They beat Kansas City probably at home, right? I think they. You don't think so? Even at home? At home? Well,
that's
actually a big rivalry. It may not matter for them. It may not matter for them.
Right. Exactly,
But Vancouver, they probably beat
Vancouver, easy dub.
2 out of the 3. I mean, that's so tough. I don't know.
What if it's FC Dallas, man?
I think
it's Dallas, I don't know. Dallas has traveled decently this season.
I think they would beat Dallas.
Yeah, I think that they would.
You got to defend his club, though. You got to let him defend his club.
Yeah,
no, he agreed.
I do agree. I think when push comes to shove, yes, because Dallas has been very reliant upon one attacker this season. If that changes now with maybe this newfound confidence against Inter Miami, maybe. But like that's still like a what if. Right now, they're in first. Their goal differential 16. The next one is LAFC with 9. Yeah. That blows my mind.
But the thing is, LAFC will jump them. I know that for a fact. LAFC's on the up. They had a little slow.
You're putting them deep run?
I think
whoa.
I think you have to. I think you have to.
No. Maybe playoffs.
I think it's the top of maybe playoffs.
Top of maybe playoffs.
There you go.
And I was trying to classify them as pretenders.
Bro, I don't know. First place with home field advantage against 2 out of those 3 teams, they win.
That's all they're getting is just one win. That's it.
But if they get the bye and the one win, I mean, they're already on a deeper run than most teams could make. I mean, that's a deep run.
What? No, deep runs if you get 2 wins at least.
Well, if you get the bye and then the W.
Yes, but that
would that not put you at a deep run?
Yeah,
but if LAFC,
you got to answer that question. Is LAFC going to finish ahead of St. Louis?
Let me ask you this: look at Austin's season last year when they made they beat Dallas to get into the Western Conference Finals. Is that a deep run? I can see St. Louis doing that.
Austin's deep run is a deep run because they had 2 wins. I only see them getting 1 win if they're in second place. If they get the bye, they'll probably get knocked out first round for them.
All right. This feels wrong, man. Okay, we'll leave them here. Putting a first place team in maybe playoffs sounds sacrilegious. That's all I'm going to say.
Because it's their first year. Dude, okay. You know what? I'm sorry, Jose. I'm going to have to put all my MLS experience here. Sorry, AJ, I have to throw your team a little bit in the mud. LAFC, Atlanta United, both the little squeaky new shiny toys in the league. They did great in the league. Then they go into their playoff games at home. Both choked. Bam, done. Same thing's going to happen here.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree, man.
The playoff experience matters. They don't.
Yeah.
They just haven't built that up yet, and they're a new franchise, and it'll come eventually. And who knows? Maybe next year they make a deeper run. I just don't see them happening this year. This is my opinion.
All right, majority rules. All right, so we'll leave them here. We'll see how this all pans out. I just think that first place with the lead that they have does mean something, but we'll see how it all shakes out, especially with LAFC. All right, New York Red Bulls.
Stay at home. Stay at home. Yeah, dude, guys, we all know what's gonna happen with Red Bulls. They make playoffs, lose first round, and if they
that's by definition pretenders, though.
That's a pretender.
Like, yeah, by definition.
Oh, are they? But the thing is, we already know that's gonna happen. That's
bro.
Does that make
But it doesn't mean they don't
that.
make the playoffs. Yeah,
Nah.
it's
See, I'm sorry too, but like, dude, I even have a friend on the Red Bulls, and like, it's just reality, man. Like, I watch them every year. Like, they always first round bye, and that's if they make the playoffs. I don't even know if they will.
That's a big if.
This year.
They're in 11th
It's
place.
a pretty big
I would
if,
actually put them like somewhere near Montreal. Like
because they're not even pretenders. Like, let's be honest, they're not.
It's
good.
probably the top of stay at home, I would say.
Yeah. See, now we're cooking.
Because there's just too many. It's like the game in hand, as well from teams above them. Yeah, I mean it's just the goal differential. There's too much going against them. The points, it's just. Making 4 points on DC United or Chicago, who are 6 points above them. I don't see that from Red Bulls.
Yeah, they only beat San Luis 2-1, and San Luis is dog shit. So
and they almost lost that game too. Keep in
mind. Cincinnati walked into their stadium and beat them. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I think that's probably fair. I mean, it's kind of crazy that Austin.
Since we're talking about pretenders, we can't put the next team as a pretender.
That's true. NYCFC. A long ways away from the days of Tati Castellanos scoring goals and winning them championships.
Max Morales is back though.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Whether he's going to make a difference,
but he's also like 4 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if he's like the game changer he probably used to be, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot to.
Their squad's good. They just ain't that guy
on paper.
Yeah. I think right now they're stay at home and they're underneath Montreal.
Underneath Montreal.
Yeah.
I'd argue Montreal. Oh, whoa, stay at home underneath. Thing is, if I trust a team to make the playoffs, maybe it would be NYCFC.
They have a lot of points to make up, though.
A lot of points.
Yeah, that's 4 and 6.
Right,
They're kind of in the same situation as New York.
Of all the trash teams in the league, they have a decent shot, but like that's of the trash teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and they only have 10 games left.
NYCFC will always have a special place in my heart. They beat the Timbers in Providence Park. They did us a solid there, you know. Boys got to look out for boys. You know.
That's true. That's true. I
tried NYCFC. I tried.
I think NYCFC. I mean, they're 13th place. They don't have as bad a goal differential as teams like Inter Miami do. But like at the end of the day, like there's just not a ton to get excited about.
Right, and they have 10 games left to make a difference. I don't see it happening.
It's a big gap. And more importantly, right, the East is just like you have to hope for a lot in an already tough conference. So. All right, the Union on the other hand, right? The Philly Union.
They're just like New England, man. It's unfortunate. But we know Union. They're gonna make
above
the Reds. Yeah, above the Reds.
Yeah,
they're gonna make
way more certainty. Yeah,
but they're not gonna win it.
I mean, we don't know. They could catch a team this good could catch fire and do some crazy shit.
Union fans know they ain't winning it.
Union does. I mean, as much as I like Dallas fans don't like the Union and don't like Philly in general, right? For it's just as sports towns. I actually, I like what they're doing with.
And you know why they won't win it? It's because they have one man, Jim Curran. He doesn't win MLS Cups. He don't win trophies. That's just how it is. It is what it is, man.
All right, fair enough. I think so. They're not Cup contenders. I mean, are we not?
Okay, well, to defend Philly for a second, right? I don't know why I'm doing this, but I know he doesn't win trophies. I mean, are you saying Supporter Shield is not a trophy?
That's a good call. I meant cup competitions. I apologize. Should have been more specific. He doesn't win. Whenever he's been in a final, he's lost. And we all saw that in the last time. If they were going to win an MLS Cup, it had to have been that one recently against LAFC. Like, let's
which is really fascinating. like Philly, they should be a team that's like a cup team. You know, the way they play, I think there's a lot of like pragmatism within them. There's a lot of like,
What, they've been in like 4 finals, lost 4 finals under Jim Curry.
yeah,
That's crazy.
and it's wild, but it's also like their system is so tough to play against, and yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They're so good
It's
defensively. It's like there's a number
yeah,
of things I like about Philly, but yeah, I mean, Chow Yun has a good
yeah,
point. Like they don't win cup competitions,
yeah.
and that's what the playoffs are. You know, in
Mhm.
MLS are is it's very much a knockout cup competition. So
But winning a
yeah,
couple games
I
in the
think
playoffs, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, I think we okay. Look, we'll keep them here, but look, when you guys think about this category alone, which we still have yet to fill up, you think about the top 3 to 4 teams in this league, right? Those are the contenders. So by extension, we're calling these guys not top 3 to 4 in the league.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
Okay.
those two are the bottle job teams. They're where they need to be. They
We're just
are.
now,
That's-
All right.
so this is gonna be really, really crazy. Who's gonna be in the MLS Cup final? Because those
That's
two
Dallas.
teams.
Duh, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. All right, let's
Yeah.
move on. Atlanta United. Talk about up and down.
MLS Cup contenders, guys.
Yes, let's go.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. Yo. No. We're pretenders. Like it's full on. We're the top of pretenders probably because we made a lot of moves. Sean Da Silva, you know, Jamal Tiara, the Labzanidze character from the other Georgia. I mean, they made some proper moves in a sense of like they filled the positions, whether it's actually a proper like moves the needle,
Like
moves us
raises the
into
level. Yeah.
yeah, raises
I missed the
the
old
level.
AJ.
It's
He
like,
just said they
okay.
were MLS Cup contenders.
He said, "I
Like,
miss the old days."
I miss the old days. I know, right? Trust me, I miss the old days as well. But yeah, can we finish above Orlando City? Yes.
Yes.
Do we actually win a playoff game? Do I trust Gonzalo Pineda? Yeah. So we're at the top of pretenders. It's like, yeah, I think we are probably where we are, like maybe 6th or 7th, and no home playoff spot, which means, yeah, like we are dog shit on the road. We are probably the worst team in the league on the road.
No, Dynamo
Yeah.
is the worst team on the road by far. By far. By far. AJ, I'll save you, bro. You're not. You're not.
No. We didn't win a game for 22 games on the road.
Dynamo
But-
might do that this season.
but-
I don't know. They
but-
might.
This is the thing, though. Like, you know, they could win. They could win a game, and then they could get through. Yeah, that's just.
John, quit trying to be positive, bro. You said that about 3 teams going to this tier list, man.
Listen. I'm just trying to provide a different context to it. I feel like Atlanta is strong enough to at least get 1 or 2 playoff wins. You know?
I mean, I would love that, but yeah, I mean, like Thiago Almada, yeah, he would basically have to play out of his mind, and it's possible, sure, but I think it's just one of those like we've been.
This is what makes for me Atlanta United a possible deep run MLS Cup contender.
Oh,
Thiago
no way.
Almada.
No way.
It's just the
Thiago
X factor of having Thiago Almada.
Yeah.
Mukhtar.
No, it's
Shit
not
on
even
him.
just X factors. Thiago Almada and Giamakis.
Yeah, Yakumakis. Yeah, I mean he can make a difference, but I think right now, like he's in a kind of weird run of form too. Like who knows if he's gonna have that torrid stretch that he had to start the season. Like 10 goals in like 14 games.
I
or
just
whatever
like
it was.
Atlanta.
Also, you
But-
gotta.
Maybe
You
here.
I
gotta
also
think
love
about it,
Atlanta
though.
Stadium. I don't
They're
like
only-
their fans.
They're only 3 points. They're only 3 points behind Nashville.
That's
So-
the thing, though. It's like if
they
I
could
trust,
get a home playoff game. They could get a home playoff game.
no,
It's the hope
I
that
trust
kills you right
Nashville. I trust Columbus over us
I trust
right now.
Thiago Almada more.
You trust Orlando over you guys?
No, but they're
That's what I was about to
bottlers.
say.
They're
That's what I was about to
bottlers through and
say.
through. Like, let's be real. But Nashville, Columbus, yeah, like those are tough. Like those home games are, yeah. If they have home games, they're gonna be tough. So it's just like
I think they're at the right spot.
I think right there is fair. I
I
think
think
it's fair.
here, like maybe playoffs, maybe they win a game in playoffs, and it justifies their spot in this year. I think that's probably
I
accurate.
personally think Gonzo Pineda's got that juice. that if push comes,
Man,
I
think
think
you trust him too much because he's a former Seattle Sounder, man. It's
no, all I'm saying is when we had Gonzo Pineda as an assistant coach, times were different. Ever since
Times
he
were
left,
good.
Times are different.
ever since he left, things have not been good.
That's fair.
Dude, that's such a coincidence that I don't think it has a correlating factor, man. Like it's
all right, guys. We're in the home stretch of this tier list, man. Some bangers coming up. Okay, Dynamo. I'll do this for you guys. Yeah.
At home.
Yeah. Like if they get any road game, and it's crazy with the international player as big as Ache as
But he's trash.
Herrera.
He's trash.
Did you? Okay, look. Stop, hold on. Normally, I would be inclined to agree with you. He's finally looking like a DP, in my opinion.
Okay, but
he's finally looking like a DP. It's taken I don't know how long, but like he finally is like settling in. Him and Carrasquilla are actually like just tandem, like they're just duoing this thing. Yeah, and he's still there. I thought he was gonna get sold. I thought they were gonna like cash.
I thought
they should have cashed in on him.
Yeah, and well, I mean, maybe his value goes up, and maybe it looks like it's a good deal later. But either way, like those two guys are enough to like do what they do to maybe get to the playoffs. Like they're right at that line, like the ninth spot. I feel about them the way I feel about DC, but not in a good way. Like if that makes sense. Like Austin, Houston and Austin to me are almost interchangeable. In fact, in all honesty, bro.
That's what? No, dude.
Cancel.
Let's pause here because there's a lot of Texas hatred.
Dude.
I'm sure you're trolling some of the Austin fans. Like,
bro, I think if they met, look, I think if it came down to one game to see who gets in the playoffs, I think Houston wins.
I disagree.
But is it at the Q?
Bro, after what Barcelona did, I think the Q2 is up for grabs, to be honest.
I disagree.
Bro. I think it's everybody's home stadium.
Nope.
No. No. Flip that back.
Dude, yeah, that's a full-on troll.
Flip it back.
Everyone. Okay, fine. I will accommodate the group,
dude,
but I said my piece.
Look at what he's wearing. That's all you got to see.
Okay, bro. Look,
it's
with that said, though, I do watch both teams heavily because I am an FC Dallas fan, and all I'm saying, bro, is like,
dude. But remember what he was wearing last week. This guy doesn't even know.
He was wearing an Inter Miami kit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You guys have not watched that episode. He was wearing an Inter Miami.
You have to go to the last episode to know that Jose is a flip flopper.
I'm not a flip flopper. Listen to this. I was wearing a Messi jersey that happened to be Inter Miami.
No,
the same way.
You can wear. You
the same
way.
way. I've worn Messi jerseys that are PSG. I've worn Messi jerseys. I'm not a PSG fan, but I have a PSG jersey.
But you're fair to wear that because you like the player. Yes. Now, because you support a club in the same league, you're not allowed to wear that.
Where does it say that, bro? Where does it say that?
It's the unwritten.
Point it out, bro. Point it out. Where does it say that?
It's the unwritten rules of football.
Oh my god!
It's how it works.
Bro, this is where I slightly disagree with John, because I do own a Brighton and Hove Albion kit.
Okay, but that's Brighton. That's different.
All right, bro.
Because I own a Brighton kit too. I'm not gonna lie.
I have several different messages.
Yeah, I do. I have the green ones.
I very rarely buy player kits in general. I'm like AJ. I like to buy just like the club kit. But when I buy a player kit, it's because I like the player. And he's in Miami now, bro. I had to buy it.
Dude, don't let him deceive you. He's a big time Ronaldo fan. Okay, he's just playing.
Bro. Yeah, that Messi kit on this side. That's hanging up there.
Dude,
yeah,
he's more of a Thierry Henry kind of dude. Okay,
and if I move over, you can see Messi in an FC Dallas kit behind me. That was the dream. There's no way that's gonna happen. But
that's what's interesting is why can't you appreciate? Not you per se, like specifically, but one can't appreciate Messi and Ronaldo at the same time.
I do. I
don't shit on Ronaldo. I don't think I've ever actually shit on Ronaldo. I've separated them as Ronaldo's the greatest human and Messi's just not from this earth. Like I've just never seen.
No, you can't do that though.
No, this is real. I've never said Ronaldo isn't one of the best ever to play this game. He 100% is. I think the Messi thing is like. I don't think anybody that has ever played this game like compares to what I've seen him do. But the greatest goal scorer ever, yeah, probably Cristiano Ronaldo. To be honest, like just the heading ability, the sheer athleticism, the trophies he has, yeah, a serial winner. But I feel like Messi's an alien, bro. I I couldn't even draw up in my mind a player doing what he's done.
You can't let the
Keeping it
Barca bias
100,
go,
I've
yo.
been
That's
so
crazy.
indifferent about the GOAT rivalry because honestly, none of them compare to the GOAT.
Stop, bro. We're not. I knew he was gonna do that
Remy.
shit. I knew he was gonna do that shit.
Remy.
He baited everybody. He baited everybody with that shit. You know what? Let's move on, bro. I'm pissed. Let's move on. All right. Columbus Crew.
Top, baby. Put him on top. Top.
Ooh.
Tippy
Oh,
top, baby.
whoa.
Tippy top.
Nah.
Tippy,
No,
tippy,
no,
tippy
Nah.
They're
top.
fifth. They're fifth.
No.
They're fifth
Nah.
place.
No.
Why
No.
are they at MLS?
Wilfred
contenders?
Nancy, Diego Rossi, Christian
Rossi's a good
Ramirez,
signing. Rossi's a good signing. I actually like that one a lot.
Cucho
Yeah,
Hernandez.
Julian Gressel,
Ah.
Darlington Nagby. Yeah.
The
yeah.
Cucho Hernandez train
I mean-
has left that station. And, you know, it is what it is with them.
No.
I think he's good, but I was
No.
dude, 25-year-old striker coming
When
from
your
England.
striker
I was
gets a
expecting
red
more.
card, I think it's a problem. I don't think your striker should be getting a red card.
True.
It
Come on.
happens, man.
It does not happen.
It happens.
That dude is fiery. That dude is really fiery.
He's
Undisciplined.
passionate. He cares.
Yeah,
He's
but
passionate. That's the excuse that fans will tell you when a player lacks discipline. But
That's
anyway,
that's
you
different.
got
That's
okay, but
Douglas
you gotta
Costa.
have discipline in playoffs. That matters.
it does matter. It
He does
matter.
got
Because that-
discipline.
Bro,
He does
they're
not.
maybe
No,
here.
dude,
Maybe
they
here.
I
have
would
the-
put him ahead of the
They
Revs.
have the coach. They
Head of the
have-
Revs?
I would.
Yeah,
put him
they are
ahead
ahead of the Revs.
Ahead of the Revs. I would actually agree. Yeah,
Because-
ahead of the Revs. But I mean, I don't mind that shout that they're MLS Cup contenders because yeah, they've really made some crazy good moves. Julian Gressel, Diego Rossi is a really good transfer window.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Wilfred
It is.
Nancy.
But we haven't
Like,
seen them do it
it's-
yet. All I'm saying is, like, right now, we're just speculating. That's all that I'm saying.
We don't
Yeah,
need
we
to.
have-
I know.
It's true.
But
But we're talking about recent history
I can
too.
see it.
Recent,
I can see Diego Rossi
you know,
holding the cup.
playoff experience.
And I would hate that.
Yeah.
But
Hey, they
I
won the
don't know.
MLS
But
Cup
that's the thing. It's
3 years ago.
during
Yeah.
COVID. During COVID, though, you
That's a good
said
point. So
everything
then
that
it
happened
you
during
literally
COVID
said COVID
doesn't
matter.
count.
Yeah, you do got a point. You do got a point. I forgot about that one.
They got a point. Okay,
So-
so maybe top of deep run then.
But-
Could you
That's the thing.
argue?
It's like, okay, Philadelphia, if we're counting that, it's like, yeah, they're bottlers, but they're a better team currently.
all I'm
terms
saying
of
is from
position-
right to left,
In
second,
terms
third,
of,
fifth.
You know, ultimate trust.
What roster do you trust more?
Columbus.
Yeah.
I would trust
What-
Columbus roster a lot more.
See now, dude, I love how we all.
Roster-
What?
Yeah, that's for sure. We haven't
I
played
just
together.
say it as is, and then you guys are all like, "Oh no, he's wrong," and all that, and then you guys kind
We
of come
haven't
to the
seen them play
realization.
together. Like we don't know.
That's true. We haven't seen them play together. I mean,
We
we're
know
we're
Rossi's
assuming they're
playing.
going to
But
be
it's
good pieces.
only on paper.
Dude, but this isn't like Rossi's one. I mean, Rossi's been a good goal scorer in MLS. We already know that.
But again, at the end of the day, it's gonna
Mhm.
matter who has that home playoff game, though. It really will come down to that.
No
I
matter.
really feel like
Columbus-
it will.
Columbus MLS Cup contenders, baby.
All in favor? Xiaoyan's locked in.
Yeah.
Dude, we have to have some MLS Cup contender. We're
We,
literally
we do have to have some. Okay, hot take. Columbus Crew with the signings they have made,
Nice.
MLS Cup contenders. Charlotte FC, if they beat Messi FC, aka Inter Miami, are they MLS Cup contenders?
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no. Put them down.
Charlotte, stay at
Fuck
home.
no.
Stay at home.
Stay at
Stay at
home.
Home.
Stay at home. They have a lot of points to make up. It's the same situation as both New York teams. They have a lot of positions to make
But
up, a
what-
lot of points.
CF
Goal
Montreal,
differential minus
all
10.
right, all right, fine,
not-
fine. So where do they fit in? Where do they fit in?
behind CF.
Behind CF. They're better
Behind
than New York?
Montreal. Yeah, behind both New Yorks. Just do it by position where they're at right now.
Wait. So right here.
No. They're ahead of New York City.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
there.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get AJ back in a sec. So okay, we'll put him here. Damn, bro, it just okay. Whatever, it's Charlotte. I don't give a shit. Okay, Vancouver, Vancouver. We talked about
Stay at
how
home.
yeah, stay at home. I think they're.
Stay at home.
I don't know about stay at home per se. Like
I would say pretenders. If you're putting
because
Houston
we're
up
putting
there.
Houston and Austin in this category, show you.
Yeah, well, because Austin's ahead of Vancouver. Granted, they do have games in hand, but
Yeah, bracket pretenders.
but Vancouver's never won a playoff game. Like, I don't know, they're just
Where are they right now? 10th?
seven.
They're seventh.
Oh,
They're
okay.
seventh.
Yeah,
They're
bro,
seventh.
pretenders. Easy, right?
I'm cool with that. Behind, yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay, perfect.
All
All right, Timbers.
Dynamo, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Timbers, stay at home. Stay
This
at
is
home.
where
Positions matter here. You know.
Yeah, it's stay at home.
I
Yeah, it's stay at home.
disagree, and let me explain why. Let me cook you, okay?
Okay. All right, go
All
ahead.
right, let them cook.
Portland are a team that just need to squeak into the playoffs. They're only about 3 points off, I believe. They have the X factors. When it comes to big games, GOZ Arese brings this team up. I've seen it firsthand. They can be a deep run team, in my opinion, especially this season. I think they have the pieces to be a deep run team. That's my opinion.
Why are you more positive about your biggest rival than you are about your own?
I don't know. I don't know why my brain works like this.
Right.
It's just because comparing
hating on his
Brian to Gio Savarese, just for example, Gio does bring up. We can't deny Gio Savarese, regardless of the situation his team is in, they always come up for the big games. We cannot deny that. Regardless of where Portland finishes,
They make some late runs in seasons. Yes, this is true, but
They have points to make
I don't-
up.
that's
So
way too
that's
not
much.
by a
big.
lot. Not by a lot. It's very close. in there.
AJ Xiaoyan
Four-
wants them a deep run, bro. He
4
legitimately
points is
thinks
not
they
a lot
belong
of
there.
points to make up in like what 12 games. That's not a lot of points to make up.
They only have to make up 3 points. What are you talking about?
I guess yeah.
No, but okay.
3.
On this
But
logic,
that goal differential, though.
Sporting KC
But they
had
won't. I
25
don't believe
games
in that.
played.
Case.
They've played 2 more games than most of the teams around them, and
But like
we have them at maybe playoffs. I like we gotta fix this tier list right now.
We gotta fix this. All right.
It's fine. Put Portland wherever you want. I didn't say we have to put them in deep run. That's just was my thought process. That was it.
Are they better than the Fire and Minnesota?
Yes, in my opinion, yes.
Look at John. John, what is
I
it,
don't
bro?
believe it.
All I'm saying is
I
how
don't know
many
about
MLS Cup finals? How many MLS Cup finals have Chicago been in the last 4 to 5 years?
Oh my God, bro.
Why are we pulling up the history, bro? Why are we?
No,
Why are
because
we
it's
pulling up
relevant.
the
It's relevant in regards to.
It's not relevant because the team 4 or 5 years ago isn't the same team that's there now.
Okay,
It's just not. It's not relevant.
But John, you spoke about how playoff experience matters. Portland have that, and they have a coach that has that experience of not just winning one, but knows how to bring the best out of his team when it matters the most.
Our manager won the fucking thing with our club. What are you talking about?
Who is your manager?
Hopas.
Oh,
Look, man.
Yeah, that's probably their level. Yeah, it's like it's in there.
Are they better
Probably
than
above
DC?
Austin.
Are they
It's,
better
it's
than
probably
DC?
above.
Yes.
Yeah. They're I don't think they're better than DC. I don't know.
We'll keep them there.
Like,
This is
it's okay.
fair.
Luckily, these are all receipts for me
with
to look
players,
back on.
with the players.
That's
that they
true. That's
With the-
true.
with the players that they have, I think it's one of these things like Portland just doesn't have better players than some of the DC United.
I
players,
disagree.
but,
If you say Diego Chara,
We
I'm
can disagree.
leaving this call. I'm leaving this video, bro.
Evander.
Oh God, bro. Okay. All right. Moving on to a better team. FC Dallas. Okay, so FC Dallas, man, this one's tough. I'm gonna say this because of where they are right now. Right now,
Come on, you know where they belong.
maybe playoffs.
Fascinating.
Perfect. That's the perfect spot.
I
think-
don't think deep run. I think if we mirror what we did last season, which was beat Minnesota first round of the playoffs and then lose to an in-form Austin FC at their house, that's probably what happens. We win the first round of playoffs, we go to St. Louis, right? Or LA, go to LA for the LAFC match, and then they beat us 2-1 or some stupid shit,
Agreed.
right? Like that's probably what ends up happening.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Anybody disagree?
No.
No. All All right, let's move on to again a better team, Real Salt Lake.
I would say deep run. I could just say I'll say this just based on the fact of how well and actually surprising it's been, of how they've been playing, and where they're positioned in the table, third in the West. I could see them making a deep run.
I like this shout by John, but I just don't see it happening. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't have any trust in RSL. I think
Xiaoyan just said, "I like that shout by John," but I just
I like it.
They beat the CCL winners. They knocked us out.
Dude, honestly, anybody can beat the Sounders right now. Let's keep.
No. I'm not talking about the Sounders.
I'm
talking
about Leon, bro.
I'm talking about Leon, bro.
Leon. My bad.
Dude, Xiaoyan, just man, you're up and down with your fan base today, bro. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it yet.
I would say behind the Revs though.
Really?
No,
didn't you just shit on the Revs for like not having Bruce Arena and like that really impacting them?
Fair. You're right.
Maybe play it.
RSL's on the up and up. They've actually gotten better every week. Every week they've gotten
Chicho.
better.
They got Chicho.
That was a fantastic signing, bro. And they retained Ojeda. I don't know, man. There's a lot to like about.
All right, throw him behind New England. No, throw him ahead of New England. No.
Yeah, ahead of New England. I don't think as good as Philly.
There's a lot of turmoil going on in that club.
To me, they're not quite as proven as Philly based on recency bias. I think this is a perfect spot for them.
Okay, I'll allow it. I like it.
Orlando City, AJ. This is your rival, brother. Where do you slot them?
They are right. Yep, right there. Absolutely, right there.
I think you kind of have to put them there a little bit. Like it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's in terms of if we're talking about MLS playoff experience and just level and just anything about them in the playoffs. Yeah, like they haven't done shit. And it's one of those things where, they're bottlers. They yes, they won a U.S. Open Cup. Should we put an asterisk on it? Maybe.
No. Granted, it was against Sacramento Republic. But
exactly.
Sacramento Republic was
that's
the
what
team
I'm saying,
that
man.
It is what it is, bro. But they have the trophy. I mean, as someone who only has Open Cup trophies to his club's name, I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. But it's just one of those like. Do you trust them to make a deep run? I mean, I wouldn't. Did they play Inter Miami like pretty decently to a degree? Okay, yeah, we can give them that a little bit, but will they get a home playoff spot? Like,
probably not.
No, probably not.
I don't see.
I think this is like they're fifth in the East right now. They're playing decent football. There's argument that they could drop off a little bit, right? Take it down to seventh maybe or something like that. And who knows? Atlanta United could have a better spell on the restart. So,
but I would feel like just based on position wise, I would put them ahead of Atlanta because they're higher up the table.
No.
Yeah, they're higher on the table.
Atlanta will at least get a playoff win. Orlando will not.
You guaranteed that on the show today?
Thing too, though, like we've made
receipts, bro. Receipts.
I'm not
but
gonna
that's the
fight,
thing too.
I'm not
It's like
fight for
they
Orlando.
have not had.
I'm not going to fight for Orlando.
Yeah.
Although
I don't think you should
for that, but I'm not.
Yeah. But we've had a better transfer window than they have as well. I think we've addressed some of those kind of glaring things that we really need. But defense wise, I don't. Yeah, exactly. And then defense wise, though, I don't trust either team. So yeah. It's one of those.
Yeah, that's probably fair. That's probably fair. And Quakes are kind of in that same boat. Where are the Quakes on the table right now?
Above Seattle is where Quakes belong.
No, but they're in sixth right now. Yeah, and
they've been on the up.
They've looked decent. No, they haven't been on the up. They just got shit on. Who was it? Who they lose 2-0 in the granted it's Leagues Cup, I know, but it was an MLS side. It was an MLS side.
Yeah, Tigres
and Portland.
They lost to Portland,
but only 1-0.
Yeah,
still, they lost to Portland. We have Portland as a huge pretender.
Dude,
no, but 1-0 against Tigres.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm saying, look. At the end of the day,
they have kind of been decent this year. They've been a decent team.
They look better than recent years, and that's why it's factoring in so heavily into your argument.
Yeah,
but never die.
Hold on. God, bro. San Jose still has to play Sporting this year. They still have to play RSL. They have to play Nashville. They have to play Dallas. They have to play Austin. They have to play Minnesota. So they
definitely will get a win against Dallas. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
They could slip.
Okay. They lost to Dynamo 4-1. They lost to Dynamo 4-1. Just saying.
the potential of them slipping is there. Like their runs that they got, they got there's a lot of points for grabs also, but their run is not looking favorable for them.
They've tied Austin. They've lost to the Galaxy. They've lost to Portland. They've lost to Houston big.
Hey, then what? Top of pretenders? That's
Yes,
what your
top
guys'
of
argument
pretenders.
is at this point.
Basically, like I don't know. I think that they're, look, my opinion, where I would put them personally is like here. It's really close. In all honesty,
They'll make playoffs. I feel like they will make
Lucci
playoffs.
Gonzalez has them, and I'm a Lucci guy. He came out of Dallas. Like you know, I think he has them working well. They've got certainly good pieces, especially up front. Do they win a playoff game?
They could.
No.
But
Yeah,
probably
They would
not.
have to do it on the road. They would have to do it
Yeah.
on the road. I don't trust it. Like it's top of pretenders.
To be fair, if there was one team to do it on the road, I would give it to San Jose. I just don't think it'll happen.
Why is that? Why is that?
If there was one team, you really give it to them?
Yeah, funnily enough, I would, just because we've seen it countless times in the playoffs where like the team that is totally written off, like a San Jose or like a Minnesota or like a Dallas, or even like, for example, maybe even Austin, like they're totally written off. They don't really have much experience. So the team that should be a minnow, Vancouver, maybe, for example, then they always win that one playoff game. Everyone's like, dude, shit, they could be the real deal. And then they just bottle it the next game. Like, okay, maybe you're right. Now maybe they're back to reality.
All right.
I've seen that one too many times.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is fair, considering
That's fine,
this
too.
Quakes team is also decently young and very, very unproven under this new coach. And so they look good, very encouraging signs moving forward. But this is, I think this is probably fair.
It's because the two games I watched them play, they were really good. That's the thing.
The two games you watched.
Yeah, where they beat Seattle both times.
They've won one game on the road. They've won one game on the road this season. All right.
That was against Seattle.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust it, man. Yeah.
I wouldn't trust it either. All right. Cincy.
Deep run.
I would say contenders.
No.
Contenders?
No.
Are you serious?
Man,
it's because whenever
they're gonna get a home playoff game, probably.
Yeah, but it's how
they're
this always
going to.
goes.
And they're a fortress at home.
Yeah. I think the crew kind of have, I think, a little bit more of a kind of X factor than FC Cincy.
But that's there's so much speculation that goes into that.
Sure, it's true, but
Dude,
I think
it's the Supporter Shield curse, baby. If you win the Supporter Shield, good odds are you won't win the playoffs. That's a true fact.
Absolutely
fair. He's not.
You have the bye. Yeah, you lose momentum. You have all that, like, just kind of, you lose the ability to kind of keep that edge going, where I think you need to be able to make that run in the playoffs, like off of hot form, and they might kind of lose a little bit of that luster, the edge to want to win every single game, and that can affect that psyche because.
They could. I just don't think it's going to happen. They've lost 2 matches all season long. They have a higher point total than literally anybody in all of Major League Soccer by a good gap. You're right. It doesn't. But I think what they've done at home just is if we're talking about what we could speculate on what goes on in the future, which is what we're doing with Columbus, then I think you have to give Cincinnati more benefit of the doubt because they this season alone, regardless of what the pedigree of these clubs are, this season alone they've already proven it.
And they play each other in the restart, by the way, too. So
I would flip. Actually, now I've thought about it. I would flip Cincy and Philly. Just because we need multiple MLS Cup contenders,
Maybe we'll put them here and we just leave it at that.
No, dude, Cincy shouldn't be on the top of this. I'm sorry.
Cincy should be at the back end of it, but
Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking.
The crew for front.
Yeah.
As of now.
Okay.
Yeah, as of now, but it's still
so much stock in the signings. Is all I'm saying. We're putting so much stock into it.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, Red Bulls, when they beat the total points record, and won Supporter Shield, it's like, what do they do in the playoffs? They lost to us. So it's one of those things where. Right. And so FC Cincy, they don't have that pedigree. They don't have that experience in the playoffs. They've been wooden spoon for so long. Like, This is
They're a
an
deep
excellent
run
win for
team.
them
There's
just
nothing
to
wrong with being
get
a deep run
bye.
team, though.
All right, man. All right, I'm not going to fight for this team a lot. At the end of the day, I just think that they're doing it. I mean, and you can ride form into playoffs. I don't care what anybody says. You can ride it 100%.
Unless you're LAFC. They ain't LAFC, though. They don't have that experience. LAFC's been there, and that's what made them break the curse.
But they've been there a little bit, but when they won it, they rode a lot of good form into that championship. They just did. Like I firmly believe that, and I think since he could do something similar, they don't have nearly as much talent as LAFC does. But I don't know. Maybe I just give them more benefit of the doubt. Either way, I'm cool with it. I'm not going to fight over it. At the end of the day, you guys want to have Cincinnati, that's fine. LAFC.
Yeah, to the top of that.
Yeah.
You have to. You just have to. Like
I would just pip it to Columbus, but it's very 50-50.
if they play
Are they
each other,
gonna?
go ahead.
Are they going to win back to back? That's what we're saying.
That's the thing. That's what makes me hesitant.
I could see it.
I can't. When was the last time an MLS team did it?
When was the last time an MLS team was this stacked?
And they're getting more stacked. Yeah, it is annoying. It is very annoying. But
and they might get Neymar.
Nah,
that
won't
true.
happen.
There's that rumor. Yeah, but
not this year because it's
not this year at least.
Because Charles Boehm of the Athletic, they mentioned it's impossible because he wasn't actually a free agent when our transfer window ended. So there is that. So at the very least, that spares all of us Neymar. And,
it could be a Neymar Messi final. We don't know.
That'd be great for the league, but I mean, no, I mean, it makes sense though. It's like,
I like
probably
LA more than any of the teams we have in the contender pool.
Yeah,
I think I like Columbus more.
Oh my gosh,
Columbus needs to prove it though. They haven't played together.
Yeah,
they just haven't played
They're
together.
middle of the East, and you're just banking on individual talent.
Guys, we're thinking about it like Diego Rossi hasn't been good in this league, hasn't won playoff games.
Yeah, but I think team chemistry matters more than what you're really putting a.
It's Wilfred Nancy. That guy can make potatoes into the best French fries in the world. Seriously.
If we were talking about like beginning of the season, preseason going into a new year, maybe. But you're slotting them in the middle of the season, and they're coming off another competition.
But it's Diego Rossi. These are MLS experienced players. These aren't just some randos.
Look, man, all I'm saying, Xiaoyan, is you young at the guys who were crowning Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi the best front three the world's ever seen before they ever kicked the ball. We had no idea. And granted, I'm not saying you did, but that's what it sounds like, right? It's like, proven talent. They're going to come in here. They're going to do so much. We already know it. And then it kind of just flops on its face, at least a little bit, right? Compared to the expectation. That's kind of how I feel about Columbus. Now, it could go fantastic. They could go on a massive run and be an MLS Cup final. But they could not just as easily.
I don't know, 2 MLS Cups in a row, but it's whatever. It's okay.
All right, we'll leave them there. LAFC has more to like, I think, at this moment in time. And then finally, you have Barca 2014 2.0, Inter Miami, which I think, if we're being honest, bro, I mean, it's simple, right? It's Messi.
Oh my God! But
it's Busquets, it's Jordi Alba.
Listen. I just
They've got so far to go. Yeah,
I just did the math. They need to go perfect with 36 points to get 54 points. Just that.
Would it be a bad shout to say they're maybe pretenders?
It wouldn't be a bad shout. I just think based on the position that they put themselves in, and I'm gonna defend this more because I've already said it in the past. It's gonna matter. And I was proven wrong. Leagues Cup, but yeah, we haven't played MLS yet. But I think Inter will do enough to get into playoffs, but they have Open Cup left. They still have Leagues Cup to play for. Are these games and are all these like games that they have left in the season, is it going to start tiring those legs in that team?
Yeah.
Like, there's just a lot of competitions that they're in. It's going to be difficult for me to see
base
them
it off
making
of Jose's. There's too many theoreticals for Inter Miami, like way too many.
I agree with that. I do. We just don't know. The sample size of those players is way too small, and they look good in Leagues Cup, but maybe Maybe they're a tournament team. Maybe they go on to win Open Cup, and in the league they barely make playoffs and slip in the first
I would
round,
just say
right?
since Inter Miami slapped up Atlanta 4-0, let's just squeak them above them.
It is what it is, bro.
We will have to play them again.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's not unfortunate.
To play them. And it's great for MLS and all the fucking the MLS reffing that's gonna go in their favor, of course.
It'll be better. It'll be better. I heard the Leagues Cup was trash, like almost intentionally. Like they had like very beginner or not amateur, right? But like people that were pro refs that were just not experienced enough for this first tournament.
You really think it's gonna be better though? The cash,
not crazy. MLS has had some bad.
Think of the cash flow the league's gonna make if Messi makes playoffs. Like everyone's gonna be tuning in. Exactly. Oh, it's an easy.
They
Messi
want
will
them
walk
to make
it.
playoffs.
Yeah, they really want him to make playoffs.
Dude, all I would want to see.
I'm saying, bro, if that's the case, I mean,
but let's be honest here. The context matters to this situation.
Deep run, then.
Dude, all I'm praying for is if Seattle and Inter Miami make the final. Oh man, I'd love that. Then I could sell my tickets for a couple grand, then I'm good for the year.
Yeah, 100%. Deep run.
If Inter Miami
I
makes
didn't
the playoffs,
deep run. They were in a fine spot before.
They were in a good spot before.
If that's an if, so yeah, I'm okay with them being above. Yeah, probably all those teams.
Whoa! There you go. Whoa! Chill.
You telling me if Messi came to Lumen Field, he's not walking out of there with a dub?
Dude, he ain't playing at Lumen Field. We got turf, G.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Boosie's still feeding balls to Joseph Martinez. I think he'll play.
Dude, Joseph Martinez, I'm sorry. And AJ can't admit, I love Joseph Martinez like the next dude, but he ain't the same. I've been trying to think Joseph will come back a different player, but Atlanta did the right thing to let him go when to let him go.
Yeah, his best years are behind him by far. Okay, well then, then I think if that's the case, then they're gonna make playoffs, right? Probably, and if they don't, it'll be a massive letdown for the league. But
I think they'll either don't or they get bounced out first round. As hard as that might be to believe.
No.
I don't know about first round. I think
who would they see in the first round?
It just depends on where they place.
But
let's play a theoretical. They'll probably finish in the last spot. Let's say they go in 9th. Dude, they might play Chicago. I'd put my money on Chicago, look.
They might play Chicago.
Hey, we'll find out October 4th. Listen, it's a different environment going into Chicago, into Soldier Field. When the NFL season has started,
had his deep dish
when
pizza,
that pitch looks like shit.
Didn't think so.
Listen, that pitch looks like shit in October.
Yeah,
we'll find out
do it on a wet, rainy night in Chicago? Didn't think so.
I mean, he did it on a 106-degree, sunny night in Frisco. So, I mean, I thought that was going to be the kryptonite. Like, hey, dude, he can't handle close to 110-degree heat. Apparently,
dude, but can Messi do it on a wet, cold, rainy, turfy day in Seattle? Don't think so, buddy.
Probably not. I wouldn't risk it. In all honesty, bro. As old as he is, that turf is yikes.
Listen, I'm just saying that field is gonna be shit in Chicago. I already know how it is because I've seen it after Bears games. It's gonna look terrible. So you gotta also take that into account. He's playing late into the season where these fields are not looking too great. So
and plus Shaqiri's just a baller, bro. He's gonna walk all over Messi.
I'll play Messi,
How many MLS goals does Messi have? How many goals does Shaqiri have in MLS?
Okay, bro. I will say this: Messi's only played 5 games, and whatever it may be, right, 4 or 5, and he's already the 4th highest goal scorer.
Dude, he's just a Leagues Cup merchant. That's it.
Oh my God, bro, we're not doing this. We're not calling the greatest player of all time a Leagues Cup merchant. All right, boys. I think this is a good list. Good, solid list. Before we wrap this up, would you move any of these pieces around?
I want to find arguments to put Chicago over Minnesota, but I can't really. I think we beat them. We beat them twice, but I don't think that really matters in anything.
Yeah, bro. I still want to do this, man. Somebody let me have this, bro. Somebody let me have this, bro. There's no way.
No.
Ache over Sebastian all day, bro.
No,
whoa. Hernan would crucify us. Switch that back.
I know. Driussi's overhyped, bro. He really is.
What? Wait.
That's a statement.
One season wonder is all I'll say.
That's a statement.
I think River Plate maybe misses him. I don't know.
Zenit miss him.
Zenit do miss him. He's just maybe MLS is too much for him, bro. I don't know. Maybe he needs to go back to.
I think he needs to retire at this point, then.
I don't know, but I could, man, in all honesty, bro, I would maybe even like go that far.
Dude.
Oh no.
Now you're trying to.
I'm not trolling, bro.
It's controversial, bro.
Hold on. Didn't they play? They had to have played. Hold on. They had to have played.
Austin and Vancouver?
Yeah.
Vancouver beat them last time they played.
Anybody? No one chiming in?
No. We all said
no. We already said it.
No.
We already said it. What the
Fine, bro. You guys are no fun, man. No fun. All right. We'll leave them there. That's fine. I still think either way, starting here in my mind, the stay at home starts right here. Portland's the cutoff. In my mind, Austin's the start of stay at home. But we'll leave it where it is.
There are 7 spots between Austin and Portland.
Watch, there will not be at the end of the season. Mark my words. I guarantee it. There will not be at the end of the season. Losing Fagundes is going to hurt Austin more than they thought.
And they play St. Louis at the restart too. So hey, we'll see how things kind of trickle down.
Yeah, and then they play Dallas. I don't know, bro. There's just keep an eye on Austin FC, bro, and watch where they are now. This is as high as they're going to be in the table by far.
I think you're kind of right in that regard. I do agree with you in that aspect. No, actually, I disagree with you.
Okay, Xiaoyan, bro. You're literally just flopping in seconds, man.
No, I'm just thinking about it. We've been talking for an hour and a half, all right?
You're waffling, bro. You're waffling. Okay. I think this is good, man. Yeah, you're right. We've been talking for an hour and a half. I think unless anyone has any crazy last minute shouts, I'm not trolling anymore. I think this is a good list. I feel good about it. It's kind of weird having only 2 clubs in deep run, but
yeah, that doesn't make any sense because there's gonna be a lot more. But I mean, that's where I think
honest
probably needs to be the
honest
top
question
of,
for everyone
deep
here.
run, but yeah.
That's what I like to see. But
okay, I'm not gonna fight it.
I was gonna say, would you guys see this current Seattle team as a deep run team? That's all I'm just asking you.
No.
No.
Lost to Austin 2-0 in your own field.
No.
There you go. All right, cool. Thank God. Then we're on the same page.
No. I think it's just you're not. You guys will make playoffs. You probably win a playoff game, but that's probably as far as that goes. And I would say that's the case for everybody in that maybe playoff spot. Is like you probably make playoffs, probably win a game, and then you call it wraps.
Well, that's like the maximum. That's you exceeding expectations at that point.
For who?
For everyone in maybe playoffs.
Oh yeah, I would say at least for sure towards the bottom end of this thing, with the asterisks of Miami. We just don't know what.
But that's
what
I mean. I don't know. That's the asterisk. Like you're putting Miami over Chicago, and I feel like we could make a more.
Dude,
I don't know.
Dude,
Chicago look. If you guys get the playoffs, it's a W.
That is
I'm not disagreeing with that. If we make playoffs, I'm celebrating. You'll see me like I'll be going crazy, but.
Yeah, bro. Look, I think, guys, this is a good list. So, look, man, I think we call it here. This is a great list. I'll move Cincy down because, again, like you guys said, they're unproven. We did the same thing for St. Louis, and now this list looks significantly more balanced. So, all in all, Rapids fans, Toronto fans, you're not mad at us. You're mad at your teams. You're dog shit. It is what it is. But there's always next season because there's no pro rel in Major League Soccer. So nothing too crazy to be worried about. We just get ready for next season. All right, guys, this was fun. Huge list. I think next time around, I do want to do a club logos tier list. That's probably gonna be the next one, guys. So a quick teaser for the next episode. That could be it. If it is, I'm calling it now. This one's got to be at the bottom, and I already have opinions on the other ones. We'll hash it all out in due time. But look, guys, for everybody here at Wake Up MLS, we've been recording for 90 minutes already. I think we call it here. My name's Jose. That's John. That's Xiaoyan. That's AJ. We'll catch you guys next time.